to the 12th broadcast of Caught in the Third Act. I was going to do a little bit where I was going to pretend to be muted, but I decided against it at the last second here. Anyhow, as I've said, this is the 12th broadcast, and that's something special. That means it's typically one a month in an average year, but, we'll get around to that eventually. The first anniversary is coming up in February, and that's still a few months away, but that's alright. Anyhow, today is an interesting day, because lots going on this weekend. This morning I went to see My Hero Academia 2 Heroes in theaters. Another episode, a brand new episode of Sword Art Online comes out today. Tomorrow the 13th Doctor premieres on Doctor Who. And I'm going to be going away for about 3 weeks. So what that actually means in terms of Caught in the Third Act is that I'm going to be doing this broadcast and then immediately afterwards recording another broadcast for you for a couple weeks from now, because I will still be out of town at that point. And I don't want to let you guys go too long without at least having some additional content, so anyhow, today I think we're going to work on Another World, at least right at the start here. I kind of want to get back down to JT. As I was driving back home from the movie this morning, I was thinking that the heroes of every story has something going for them, something special, and that makes them stand out. And as of yet, aside from being obsessed with books, I haven't really made JT, stand out in any way. So I'm going to have to do something about that. Let's see here. Oh, and I'd also like to point out that you can now find your way to Discord to chat on the stream here, as well as generally chat regularly anyway. If you want to bring up a discussion or start a discussion or anything about anything, I'll be there. You can come too. I already posted the link on the invitation on the website caughtinathirdAct.com, and so you can find it there, but I'll eventually make it into this little whatever the list of links there, and I'll update those a little. I think I'm going to remove that support this broadcast link, well, just because. Anyway, on to the story. Last we left John, JT, and all the others. I'm getting told that the broadcast stopped. I'm gonna have to check that. Give me a second. Maybe it died on Twitch. Still seems to be up and running on YouTube. Well, seems to be up on Twitch too, so not sure what was going on there. Weird things happen. Maybe it was a hiccup on the internet and generally threw the stream off. No idea. Random things happen. Just like that. So, you shouldn't be surprised by weird randomness on the internet, I guess. Yeah, that would be weird. Don't know what the deal is. Anyway. Yeah, so John had just won an argument, more or less, with JT, although it was a very, very civil and minor argument. And he went on and caved in anyway because he's a nice guy. Welcome. You've got mail. Okay, not really. And just to make sure, as usual, you can hear me all right, right? Well, I'm sorry to hear that. It's the interwebs. They're being evil. I warned you there might be randomness. What's really hilarious is that you didn't notice the first time, apparently. Must have been one between one of the lapses that you had. No, it is Ready Whip, because why the hell not? Why, hello there. Welcome, my dear sister. Listening sometimes just isn't enough. You have to sometimes pay attention, especially when others are chatting. Yeah, I didn't tell you that. Hmm. I would have sworn that the plural of encyclopedia would have been encyclopediae, but I was wrong. Life is confusing. Get used to it. Okay, autocorrect. Why are you or correction dictionary thingy? Why do you not like itched? Itched is a word. So clearly, JT in her own way is a menace. She approves of John's theory that putting the reference materials right when you enter the store is a deterrent to customers, as well as hijacking it a bit. So she's both annoying customers as well as annoying John. Two birds with one stone. Very efficient. Precisely. Menaces everywhere. I hope you're busy writing a story, not just generally writing emails or something. Please tell me you're writing stories. Please, please. Hey, that's a start. I approve. Keep going. That's interesting. Everyone should have a vampire sim self. More productive than you say. I have my doubts about that. Although, on the other hand, the Sims really have no personal life or anything else to do. They don't go and babysit or go shopping. All their food is instantly in the refrigerator, so you gotta give yourself some credit too. Seriously, they are very lucky. I think I mentioned in the past, for those who don't know me, that I have studied Japanese quite a bit in the past, although I wouldn't say I ever got to a state of being fluent in it, and I feel a little comfortable reading some hiragana and almost no kanji, but it's still a matter of trying to understand it. So I can understand JT's fear here of having purchased a book and then finding the first page in nothing but Japanese. It's something of a scare if you're really trying to buy something that you're interested in, and in this particular case, someone is being nice enough to buy it for you. It can give you a little scare that you didn't buy the right thing, especially being confronted with kanji. JT speaks no Japanese at this point, and may never speak Japanese, but nonetheless, she's interested. And she was definitely relieved when she actually saw the English introduction page. Right? I mean, with my stack of manga as well, I sit there and dread trying to actually read them, even though I really, really want to, and I need to try. But I'll get there one day. That's my promise to myself. I'll get there one day. So, one of the haiku books I purchased was only loosely similar to this. Basically, the Japanese was on the left page, the right page had the English translation. The difference between my fictional book here and the real book that I read is or have is that the real one also had just boringly Japanese typeface written across it, and was written left to right, top to bottom, which is not necessarily the most Japanese way of doing things in terms of print. Japanese books are most frequently written top to bottom, right to left. Their magazines are even bound backwards by Western standards, so that the first page is at the very back cover of what we would call the back cover, whereas their last page, of course, is what we would consider the first page, depending on how you hold the book, of course. So I'm drawing a little influence from reality, although not much here. I seriously wish that my haiku book had a handwritten haiku in it, taking up the whole page with actual brush strokes. That would have amazed me, to be honest. So I'm being a little wishful here. I know that this also makes JT kind of a risk for being a Mary Sue, but she is not. She is not me. Yeah, it definitely would have. To explain the title a little bit, not that it really needs to be explained, the title of this haiku book that she's reading at the moment is Blue Skies, and most of the haikus, our original Japanese haiku, are written about nature or natural things. They are very rarely actually written about anybody in particular or events, or especially not emotions, or they're meant to convey emotion as opposed to describe emotion. that's true, I guess. Many, you say, huh? I'll have to find out more about that. I need examples to, not exactly follow in those footsteps, to avoid the mistakes that you've made. So you have to email me some of these Mary Sues that you've written. Aww, you're no fun. This book I'm naming after Akira Kurosawa, one of my favorite filmmakers of all time, just because. Oh, for sure. I've thought about that many times, especially with the Bible. But, yeah, you never know if the translation is right, and sometimes the legitimacy of the translation has changed over the years, decades, or centuries. And so it's hard to say what's right and what's wrong without actually knowing the language, the original language. And that's possibly why reading a book in its original language is probably the best idea. Of course, knowing the language doesn't necessarily mean you know the right meaning for each individual word or all of the possibilities of the context with those words. For instance, I can't think of the correct word, but there's a word in Japanese that means chopsticks, tall, and legs. It's all in the context and the characters that are actually used when writing the word. It's spelled the exact same and pronounced generally the same, but it's all in the context and spelling, or not spelling, the way you write it. So if you use that word with some other words, the native reader will understand immediately, but non-native readers might completely misunderstand, or if a foreigner writing writing the language might use the wrong version of the word simply by using the wrong characters. So context can make or break a translation, especially in older works. And that's why I kind of wonder about it with the Bible. Some of it I know was probably deliberately altered to have certain meanings and context to put certain people in power at certain periods of time in our history, and others were probably a little more close to the mark. Then you have to wonder about the metaphors and the similes that were used as well. Some of the stories, were they literal? Were they just telling stories to try to convey an idea? Or did they seriously mean that they were exactly what they said? Hard to say. That's the beauty of language and writing in books. Many variations, many different themes, many different ideas in the same place. So I see I have 3 viewers at the moment. So who else is out there? Say hi, please. Gee, thanks. I didn't mean to be that boring. Thank you. But there's still one other person there. Who are you? I want to know. The remaining books were all merely interesting, some presenting the same haiku she found in the other books. Well, shucks. One of these days I'll see Amadeus, so I'm glad you got a chance to see it. You have to tell me about it later. And yes, world, I have not seen a movie, surprising as that it may be. But I can at least say this. At least it's not Orlando. Yes. At least it's not Orlando. Awesome. And we're coming up on the end of our broadcast here, although I'm going to keep going for a few more minutes. As a reminder, I'm going to be gone over the next 2 weeks, well, 3 weeks actually, and so the next broadcast you see will be on the 20th. No. The next broadcast will be on the 20th. It will be a pre-recorded one that I'm going to record in about 15-20 minutes as soon as I wrap up here. And I'm going to continue to work, and I will post all of the work today that I do today on the website as usual. So feel free to go there and download it and read it, and above all things, comment, please. I want feedback. So please just hang in there, read my stuff, and comment and talk about it. Let's start discussing things. Subscribe to the YouTube channel or the Twitch channel or both. I wouldn't mind both, really and truly. Subscribe to the website. Let me know what's going on, what your thoughts are, how I should go in terms of story, and more importantly, what you think I've done right and what you think I've done wrong. And yeah, that's so true. It is that damn angel that throws it off. It just, yeah. For anybody listening to our conversation, I want to recommend that you see Orlando, but I can't because of the damn angel. Don't watch Orlando. Please, for your own sanity. It nearly cost me mine. That's a public service announcement. Don't see Orlando. Ever. Ask one of your cinema studies friends to see it and tell you why and why not. Trust me. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I need your feedback to make this work and to make me understand that this is serving a vital purpose and that people do actually benefit from this, or at least find it interesting. And so I really would like your feedback on everything that I'm doing with Caught in the Third Act, and that helps me keep going, gives me reason to keep going. So please share your feedback. You can find me on Facebook, you can find me on Google+, Twitter, the website, caughtinthethirdAct.com. Go there. Anyhow, just give me your feedback. I want your feedback. That's what life is all about, and what this project is all about. It helps to actually have someone to know that I'm actually writing for someone, for you, and getting your input and trying to make this project work. So please give me your feedback and let me know what you think. That's above all other things. I don't care if you donate, I don't care if you subscribe or anything, but I want your feedback. Anyway, like I said, we're coming up on the end here, and I think we made pretty decent progress. Over a page written. In fact, almost 2 pages. So that's pretty good progress for a single day, a single hour. And we know that my next broadcast will be recorded in a few minutes, so everything should go quite smoothly, I think. I hope. Ready Whip. Breakfast of Champions. And so, I think I will go ahead and end it here. Thank you for stopping on by. And I unfortunately will not see you in 2 weeks, but you will see me in 2 weeks. So, you take care, and I will see you when I do, which will be in early November. I think it's November 3rd. Have fun. Ta-ta.